Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing amazing today. In this video, we're diving into the latest updates about Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos. You don't want to miss this. So make sure to stay tuned till the end and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. The morning light hit the studio floor of Live with Kelly and Mark as it did every day. Bright, rehearsed, predictable. Cameras rolled, crew members whispered into headsets, and the audience clapped on cue. Yet that particular morning carried a strange stillness. The usual sparkle in Kelly Ripa's eyes seemed dimmer. Her co-host and husband, Mark Consuelos, sat beside her with a subdued smile, one that, to the millions watching, felt oddly forced. What viewers did not know was that behind that calm exterior, Mark had been quietly fighting one of the most difficult battles of his life, a private struggle against cancer. The secret battle no one saw coming for months, Mark Consuelos, known for his sharp humor, charming presence, and athletic energy, had been silently enduring a fight he never intended to make public. According to a close friend, what began as a small health concern evolved into a diagnosis that sent shockwaves through the couple's private world. Doctors had found an early-stage form of cancer during a routine checkup, something Mark had initially brushed off as probably nothing. But after further tests, the word cancer appeared on the report, a word that changed everything. Kelly, who has shared decades of her life with Mark both on and off screen, was devastated. She tried to stay strong for him, the insider revealed, but it was hard. She's seen him as the rock of their family, and suddenly, he was the one who needed saving. Rather than letting fear take control, Mark made a quiet decision. He would keep the diagnosis private, undergo treatment, and continue working as if nothing had changed. Not even the producers of Live knew what he was going through. Keeping it hidden, behind the laughter, the playful on-air banter, and the seamless transitions between celebrity gossip and cooking segments, Mark was managing appointments, treatments, and sleepless nights. He refused to let his illness define him. When asked about his radiant appearance and consistent energy, he'd smile and joke, good genes and bad coffee. But privately, he was pushing through fatigue, pain, and emotional exhaustion, the kind only someone in a silent battle can truly understand. Kelly became his quiet anchor. When the cameras turned off, she would drive him to late-night treatments. When anxiety crept in, she held his hand until he fell asleep. "We didn't want pity," Mark later told a close confidant. "We just wanted normalcy, to keep living, laughing, loving, and believing that this was just another chapter." The day everything broke open. The secret remained tightly guarded until one morning, Live on air, the truth finally surfaced, unintentionally. It was during what was supposed to be a lighthearted conversation about health awareness. Kelly began speaking passionately about routine checkups and early detection, urging viewers not to ignore signs from their bodies. Her voice, however, began to tremble. Then, without warning, her composure broke. Her hands shook as tears filled her eyes. "I wasn't going to say this," she whispered, her voice cracking, "but sometimes the people we love most are fighting battles we don't see. And even when they smile, they're in pain. Mark, you're the bravest person I know." The audience fell silent. Mark looked stunned. He reached over, taking her hand gently, his own eyes glistening. There was no script for this moment. The couple sat there, holding hands, a quiet storm unfolding before millions. Finally, Mark spoke. "We weren't planning to talk about this today, but yes, I've been dealing with something for a while. It's been tough, but I'm okay. I'm getting better." The studio in silence. Producers later described the moment as the most human thing that's ever happened on the show. There was no applause, no transition to commercial. For nearly a minute, there was just quiet, a kind of reverent silence that television rarely allows. Kelly wiped her tears and smiled faintly. "You didn't have to hide it from everyone," she said softly. "I didn't want to worry you," Mark replied. "You already carry so much, the show, the family, everything. I thought I could handle it." Together, Kelly whispered, squeezing his hand, "We handle everything together." That sentence, just 6 words, became the emotional heartbeat of the entire segment. After the broadcast, when the show ended that morning, social media exploded. Clips of Kelly's emotional breakdown flooded Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Fans expressed both heartbreak and admiration for the couple's vulnerability. Messages poured in, "You never know what people are going through. Thank you for showing real love, real courage. Mark, stay strong. We're praying for you." The network released a short statement confirming that Mark had been receiving treatment for a health issue, emphasizing his strong recovery and gratitude for the public's support. Behind the scenes, Kelly and Mark decided to take a brief hiatus from the show, not as a retreat, but as a chance to breathe. For years, their lives had been defined by cameras and schedules. Now, it was time to redefine what truly mattered. Reflections in silence. In the quiet of their New York apartment, Kelly often sat beside Mark in the evenings, the city lights reflecting in their living room windows. "It changes you," she later said in an interview. "When someone you love faces something like that, everything else becomes background noise. The only thing that matters is love and time." Mark, always the optimist, began to see the experience differently. "Cancer taught me something I didn't expect. Gratitude," he admitted. "When you wake up in the morning and can breathe, laugh, walk, hug your kids, you start to realize how precious those small things are." Their children, Michael, Lola, and Joaquin, became their strength. "They were incredible," Kelly shared. "They didn't panic. They supported their dad like little warriors." The public returned. 2 months later, Kelly and Mark returned to the live stage. The set looked the same, the audience cheered as always, but something deeper resonated in the air, a sense of unity, vulnerability, and resilience. Mark looked healthier, stronger, and above all, at peace. The first segment of their return wasn't about celebrity gossip or lifestyle tips, it was about hope. "I just want to say thank you," Mark began, his voice steady but full of emotion. "Thank you to everyone who sent messages, prayers, and love. It means more than you'll ever know. And thank you, Kelly, for being my light when things got dark." Kelly smiled through tears. "I'll always be your light, even when you don't ask for it." A story beyond the screen. In an industry built on illusion, their story broke through the facade. It wasn't about fame or glamour. It was about love enduring in silence, about the courage to keep smiling through uncertainty, and about the quiet strength that comes from standing beside someone you love when the world isn't watching. Today, Mark continues to advocate for early detection and health awareness. He occasionally mentions his journey during interviews, always with humility. "If my story makes one person get checked, or gives someone strength to keep fighting, then it's worth sharing," he said. Kelly, meanwhile, often reminds viewers that behind every strong person, there's someone quietly holding them up. The meaning of love after the storm. Their love story, long admired by fans for its passion and longevity, gained new depth. It was no longer just the story of two TV hosts with enviable chemistry. It became the story of two souls who faced the unimaginable and came out even stronger. When asked recently what the experience taught her, Kelly paused. That even when the lights go out and the cameras stop rolling, she said softly, "The real show is the one we live. The one where love, not fame, is the headline." Mark smiled at her from across the set. "And I'm just grateful," he said. "Grateful for life, for her, and for every single day I get to sit beside her." The audience once again stood to applaud, not for the hosts of a TV show, but for two people who reminded the world that love, in its purest form, doesn't just entertain us, it heals us. Stay tuned for all the updates about Kelly Ripa. We are the first to publish all the information about Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos, so stay with us to get all the latest updates. And stay tuned to our Kelly and Mark report for all updates.